the market of just low floats. So many low float stocks are coming up on this board because everyone is just looking for where's that next low float rip? Where's the next DCIX? Where's the next KONE? Where's the next KBSF? ANY, try to get a little bit of activity. Where's our baby at right now? CREG, perfect. So CREG, guys, is at a perfect area right now. Perfect area right now at the moment at 150. If CREG breaks the high of the day, later on, I'm talking 10 a.m. or after, at the break of 180, watch this thing to go bananas. Because we're going to go 180. I'm going to have a sell target all the way up towards around 250. Stop loss, you do have to give it some room. You do have to give it some room. But I think that stock could definitely rip when it comes and breaks that 180 mark. Now, why? It doesn't have any news. But this is a very low float stock of only 1 million in float. We already had a little bit of activity. We have the clear-cut high of the day. Now let everything that has to figure itself out. Stocks are going to move up a little. Stocks are going to come down a little bit. Let's get in the slower time. And as this bounces back on up and slowly moves its way, we're going to develop a U-shaped breakout pattern. We're going to have top 180 resistance. We're going to have 180 that's going to come on up with the stock with the low float, with the stock with the spread. When it does break 180, we should be seeing above $2. You can see it's already starting to get a little bit of a bounce there. Again, we want this happening after 10 o'clock. We don't want this happening now, guys. So just because I'm saying this right now, don't just flood into this because it may not even happen. It can only happen if it breaks 180. So if you're buying right now, you are taking a pretty solid risk. But we will see what happens on this play. I just want to make sure all you guys are aware of that stock. Again, news, chart patterns, fundamentals in this market is a little bit out the window. Now, that takes a lot for me to say because I am all about fundamentals. I'm all about credibility. I'm all about finding reasons on why stocks can predictably run. But we are not seeing that lately. When we see massive spikes on KBSF that run for no reason other than low float, when we see DCIX, go from $2. We see DCIX go from $2 all the way up to $30 for no reason other than a low float. TOPS go from 76 cents all the way up to 353 for no reason other than a low float. We see KONE go from $3 all the way up to $8 just because it's a low float. We have to be willing to switch up our game. Right now, what do we have? ANY, low float stock, definitely trying to bring in a little potential towards this play. So coming down, let's kind of figure out what are some contenders today. What are some contenders today, guys? Some low float plays. So low float contenders, which I mean for the next big breakout. We have our boy over here, CREG. I'm going to call him Craig. Okay, Craig's one of our boys right here. We have ANY for a possible breakout. Let's go back through here. I remember OPHC. What's OSN? OSN. Okay, that's a low float contender breakout. We have OPHC. OPHC is the lowest. OPHC right here, this is the lowest one. Very little volume. But we have seen OPHC right here, the lowest stock with volume. How's OSN? I already have that one down. So if we start seeing any of these stocks, TOPS, I think TOPS is a little bit more of a bounce play, but I will, write it down. We do have Craig starting to make a little bit of this U shape. I do want this to happen more at around 10 o'clock though, because I don't want it to happen too early. But I think we're on the right idea. Again, this is a high reward, high risk market we are in right now, guys. It's a high reward, high risk market we are in right now. That means we are going to be seeing low float stocks rip and run for no other reason other than the mob wants to trade them, there's volume towards them, and the stock has a lot of potential to move upwards. There's no news. There's no sort of amazing chart pattern towards it, things that we usually like to. It's more of, hey, you know what? This is a low float stock. This stock's breaking resistance. This stock has volume. Hey, that guy's making money. I want to make money. Okay, well, if those two guys are making money, I want to make money. Okay, if those 10 guys are making money, I want to make money. And then guess what happens? The whole entire world hops in, and that's when we see our runs like KBSF, where it goes from $2 to 15, or KONE, where the stock goes from $3 all the way up to $8. It's just these low float rippers wherever the volume goes through. That's where the hype's going through. If CREG could break 180, now what's going to happen? Since everyone has now collected their thoughts and not in scattered mode anymore, high of the day comes, 180. Everyone's going to be like, there's our target. There's our plan. Break of 180. It starts moving up. Everyone's on the same game plan. At the start of the day, no one's on the same game plan. People want that to run. People want this to run. People want that to spike. No one's on the same game plan. It's way different. So if we all, collect our thoughts together, things are moving slow, that's when we can start seeing a lot more pops and a lot more rips. Especially looking at this chart pattern. We have a couple seconds here. Let's take some time and go over some chart patterns. Craig, again, this is on a weekly time frame. You can see breaking the 50-day moving average today. I think around 10:15, 10:30, this thing could go absolutely bonkers, and we could start seeing some hype. That's all going to happen at the break of 180. Okay, so let's look back. We only went on the weekly scale here because I can't really see anything on. I can't really see a lot of previous resistance on the 6-month chart because it's kind of just been fading. So I want to see if there was anything coming up. So if you guys are looking for this play, be prepared for it. And here we go, guys. Here we go on CREG. We'll see if we get this 180 break right now. And if we get this 180 break, that's where the stock could start moving quick. It's definitely fighting where CREG is trying to get to this 180 mark. You can see it popping up on the high of the day momentum scanner. As I said, it's going to be a high reward, high risk type of play. If you want to wait until after 10 o'clock and maybe this is just going to be a test, that is definitely a potential. If it does start breaking 180, there's going to be a lot of potential here. So make sure you guys are watching CREG. It's starting to get in some volume. If it does start getting that pop where a lot of traders want to see, then they're going to definitely push over towards it. But right here, 180 resistance is still holding up this play. So high alert right now. We are all watching CREG as it's trying to get this U-shape towards it. It's still not after 10 o'clock, but it's right at 180 right now. Maybe start with a small position, and if it does break, then you guys can start looking a lot more big. But CREG, guys, now popping up 2 million in float. 2 million in float right now, coming up on the high of the day momentum scanner. Traders are going to start recognizing this and start trying to push it on up as the mob may move in right now on CREG. Bada boom, bada bang. We are starting to get some activity now on CREG up towards around this 210 mark. CREG first place to lock in some sort of profit could be right here at around that 205 mark. That's what we like to always call a safety sell. Just an area to make sure that you guys are leaving with some sort of money. I like to call it a safety sell right here. So just an area that you guys could be leaving with some sort of money. Next safety sell area would be up towards around that 220 mark. And if we just got halted, guys, you guys are looking pretty right now. So oh yes, we did. So hopefully you guys are in right now because this thing is about to go bananas for the team, for the Dekmar Trade Squad. Yeah. Let's get it. So I am pumped for you guys right now on CREG because if you guys are in on this, most likely it's going to be getting some sort of gap up on this play. So let's see, guys, CREG. I am so pumped for the team right now because I love it. We have been waiting for just, the activity to come on through, and we'll see where the stock's going to come out at now. We'll definitely see where the stock's going to come out at now. I know I get hyped up about these things. So we are halted right now on good momentum, and that's our boy. It's our boy, Craig. Our boy, Craig, just following through for us. Craig is open at 228, and we are moving on up, guys, all the way up to 245 so far. First next sell target right here around this 228 mark. If you guys would like to lock something in. And we'll see if this stock is going to continue to move. And there is up towards 150 so far on this play. And let's keep it going, baby. Now this stock is really saying to itself, this is the move of the day. The mob is saying, this is the activity of the day. The mob is saying, let's move to CREG and let's keep this thing going. Watch for a possible parabolic move coming on up. And either, again, we're going to have a lot of activity. We just went from $3 up to $3.25 back down to $2.90. If you guys would like to, look for a possible low area right here, probably at around like this 285 mark. Or where's our support line? Support's at 250. So we actually may want to be looking at a bounce play at 250. It's going to put itself inside a channel. It's going to put itself inside a channel, guys, right here. And we're going to get inside a channel play. Long upper shadow right here. Watch for a pullback back down to 250 for a channel play. CREG, we are starting to break above this channel. Now, if you guys are looking on CREG, we are back above $3. And if you guys want to look, we are starting to build a trend line. So we are starting to build a trend line right now on CREG. You can see just connect dot 1 to dot 2. And what we have right here is, again, dot 1, dot 2. Next area you could buy would be, again, probably like $3 support. It does have 290 support kind of right here. But you would want to either buy A now, or B back down to the trend line. But it could go parabolic soon. This CREG definitely looks like it wants to start moving. I am going to put another buy alert on this up towards around 355. And guys, we are starting to move. So basically, if you guys are in, You want to look for a parabolic move up towards $4 now. You know, we want to see that parabolic move up towards around $4 now. So CREG, guys, watch the $4 touch. There's, you know, so far high of the day, 385. There's 390, 398, and bada bang, here we are, guys. You know, so again, lock in that something up. You know, if you guys are in right here at $4, now you guys can start locking something up right here at $4. You know, now you guys start locking something in around this $4 mark. 399, start locking in right here, $4, high of the day. Perfect. Parabolic move, $3 right up to $4. Craig, I love you. You're a great guy. Come around whenever you want. You're more than welcome in the chat room. All right. So Craig, at this moment, doing its thing. So guys, here we go. Craig coming up and hitting new highs. Guys, Craig's probably going to be touching $5 today. Craig's probably going to be touching $5 today. I'm just going to put that as an overall sell target. It's most likely going to be hitting $5 today. So CREG now approaching $6. And we are seeing a very nice climb on this play. So we are coming up towards around $6. We did break $5, which is a very strong resistance line. Got nice above it. Had a nice rip so far. Basically straight through $5 up towards $6. And we are going to be hitting some sort of area of consolidation. But so far, pretty solid on this play. I want to start from the basics. Figuring out right now, since we have a lot of time on CREG, it's inside a channel at the moment. How did I find CREG? We have had buy alerts so far on CREG at 180 to sell at 205, 180 to sell at 228, 180 to sell at 250. Then we had a 260 buy alert to sell at around that $3 mark. Then we had a 335 buy alert to sell at $4. So far, we've been on fire on CREG. But our first buy alert was where? Right at this 180 mark. Now, how did I predict right here at 180 that this is going to be a good buy? That we have this run up from 125 up to 180, now heading across the board, break of 180, we get this automatic rip up towards 269. Even if you guys sold on these first couple candles, what was going to happen? You guys are going to absolutely bank. 180 all the way up to 260, you guys have 1,000 shares, you guys are making $800. Now the stock continued to move on up. Now you guys are still making money, all the way up towards $4. Every single person in this chat room can probably afford 1,000 shares at 180. That's only $1,800. You know, most of you guys have 2,000 plus in your account. And if you guys did have 1,000 shares from 180 all the way up towards 380, you guys are making $3 grand today. You know, you guys are having a huge percentage return if you guys are still holding on to this play. Now, I know it's not the easiest thing in the world to hold on to a play this long. You want to lock in your profits when you have it, of course. But it's absolutely great to see how this stock became predictable to us. Now, how did it come predictable for us? For this to be said, how it became predictable, we have to be willing to break this down. We have to be willing to understand what we have been seeing in the past. So let's start with this. Let me switch over to a different time frame just so you guys can see these charts a little better. Let's start with DCIX. DCIX, this stock went from what? $4 all the way up towards $28. Now, this stock ripped at what time last Friday? About 10:30. 10:30 last Friday, it went on a very nice climb. Why? Well, DCIX, this stock, as we already know, has an extremely low float. Let me bring this up on yahoofinance.com. Always back up everything I say with credibility, of course. And what do we have here? So let's just type in DCIX. DCIX started ripping around 10:30 on last Friday with a float of what? Look at statistics, scroll down, float 251,000. That is extremely low, extremely low. Then the next day, what did we have? We had TOPS start ripping around 10:30 with what on its float? On TOPS, well, let's check that out. Around 10:30, same exact time, what do we have? 144,000, extremely low, extremely light. Then what are we seeing next on up, guys? Well, we started seeing a lot of hype move in on KONE. KONE. This stock yesterday started ripping a little bit in the afternoon at around 3:30, but let's look at KONE's float. KONE, what was going on with this play? Float, okay, only 1 million. Okay, now let's move over to KBSF. KBSF, as you guys know, this stock float 744,000, and as we know, KBSF last week, or not last week, excuse me, yesterday. This was yesterday. Let's switch back the time frame to the daily time frame. Yesterday went from $1 all the way up to $15. This stock went absolutely crazy. And what time did this stock start breaking out? This stock started breaking out right around. Let me scroll back actually a little bit more time frame. Let me go to around a 3-minute time frame. Day opened right here, started breaking out where? At around 11 o'clock. So we are in a market right now, if I can come to this conclusion, that we are seeing breakouts happen at one time, around 10:30 to 11 o'clock, and they all have floats about 2 million or below. The lower the float, the better. Now, what do we usually look for? We usually look for very hot press releases, credible reasonings on why stocks can run, credible reasonings on chart patterns on why stocks can move on up. But over earnings season, what we're seeing right now is a different sort of trading. We're seeing different sort of strategies develop. We're seeing different sort of spikes happen. And as traders, we have to be willing to adapt to the market. You guys have to have as many different trading strategies in your bag of tricks as possible, because if you guys only stick with the same exact thing, the market conditions may not be set up for that exact trading strategy. And if they're not set up for that same exact trading strategy that you guys are on, you guys are going to learn. You have to be willing to adapt. Same exact thing. Charles Darwin, only the strong are going to survive. Comes down to stock trading as well, guys. You guys have to be willing to adapt for you guys to be able to consistently live on the stock market, for you guys to thrive, for you guys to be the lion of the jungle and be that beast around. So you guys have to constantly be working at figuring out the best trading strategy, not overall, but today, currently in this market. And as we can see right now, we are in earnings season. We are in a time that we have a lot of big time spikes, but they're not going off of breakouts. Now, how can we absolutely confirm this? Well, yesterday, what did we saw? HTGM. HTGM, guys, this stock came out with what? This stock, if we look at this, came out with 300% increase on its earnings. We're talking about HTGM. Look, it's releasing all these press releases because it's so confused on why it's getting destroyed still. It's just traders are money hungry right now. They're looking at low floats. They're putting out this press release over and over and over again to try to bring some sort of hype on it because they're so confused on why it's not bringing in this big time volume that it should. HTGM is a great past chart history of Ripper. It's a big time spiker. It brings in a lot of activity. You can see we had revenue increase 300%. That is absolutely huge. And then guess what happened? This stock came all the way back on down, fell from $3 and crashed all the way down to $2.26. Now that's a little odd to see. Same exact thing with IZEA. IZEA, this stock had a nice gap up and started crashing back on down. Why was that? That's a little odd. Did this have a bad news? No, it didn't have a bad news at all. When we look at this news, look what this is doing. Same exact thing. It's trying to pump up the stock right now because they're so confused. Why is this stock falling? We had all-time record revenues. And all-time record revenues. What's going on with this? Why is IZA falling? It's coming down to currently what traders are wanting to play. What are traders wanting to play? They want fast, easy money. They're not going off the press releases. They're not going off chart patterns. They're simply looking at the lowest float stock, and they're looking to see what stock's going to be getting the best breakout. So when we look at these plays for the next week straight, what are we going to be looking at? We are going to be watching the high of the day momentum scanner. We are not going to be touching plays at 9:30. We are not going to be touching plays at 9:45. We are not going to be touching plays, until about 10 o'clock. Why is that? Because we want to see stocks set themselves up. Someone asked me earlier, why am I waiting until 10 o'clock? Why am I waiting until 10 o'clock? And the simple answer for that is at 9:30, there's so much going on. 9:30, ding, ding, bell goes off. Everyone's hungry for dinner. What's going on? Oh, am I going to play that? Oh, okay, that's moving a little bit. Oh, wait, that's dropping a little bit. Okay, wait, that's popping off a little bit. Oh, I don't know where to go. Someone help me. That's when it gets a little too chaotic. So if we wait till 10 o'clock, that's when things start fading. That's where traders like, hey, I made some money here. Okay, I lost some money here. But everything's starting to fade a little bit. And then it gets a little bit more quiet. Then what happens? Once we start seeing a stock move up on the high of the day momentum scanner, everyone starts getting on the same page. It's like, hey, no one really knows exactly what stock's going to be the best ripper right at 9:30 because there's thousands of stocks that are now open to play. But now if we start setting ourselves up, things start cooling itself down, chart patterns start developing. At the break, let's say around 10 o'clock, everyone's on the same page. They're saying, hey, look at that. We have Craig, C-R-E-G. Craig's starting to move on up. We see it. Everyone sees it. Okay, let's go after and attack it. It's not like there's any sort of scarceness where everyone doesn't really know what's going on. So if we break this down, CREG is actually continuing to hit new highs right now, guys, as we speak. As I said, I think the stock's going to hit $5 at least by the end of the day today. I think it's probably going to surpass $5. But CREG right now continuing to move on up, continue to get some nice rips. And I do want to break this stock down and talk about how we found the stock, how I got into this play, or excuse me, how we alerted this play, how you guys absolutely banked on this play, and how we were able to really be able to see some huge profits off CREG. Now, CREG opened up. opened up, started going on a nice rip, opened up, started going on a nice climb. It popped up on the high of the day momentum scanner. And what did we do? Out of about 6 stocks that popped up on the high of the day momentum scanner that had lower floats, we wrote every single one of them down. Then we did a little research. Which one has the best potential to go on a nice spike, go on a nice rip? And I was looking for a very specific setup. That specific setup I was looking for, guys, was a run-up, find some sort of resistance, and then form a U-shaped pattern. When we find resistance, we are going to be having an area where we can look for a breakout. So we have our run-up. Awesome. We don't need to chase this. No need to chase this. Just find where it's going to have its resistance. Obviously, when it comes up to 180, that's where the resistance is going to be, at this 180 mark. As the stock comes back on down, what are we looking for next? We're looking for the Dekmar Trade's go-to U-shaped breakout pattern. When we have a U-shaped breakout pattern, we know that this stock at the break of resistance is going to lead towards a very nice run. It's going to lead towards a nice breakout. It's going to lead towards a very nice climb. Simple enough, this U-shaped breakout pattern, as you guys could see, we have our initial run up. We find our resistance. Now the stock comes back on down, comes back up to resistance, and that's where buying volume comes through and we get our nice breakout. Now, being said, this is a low float stock with a little bit lighter on volume, so it's a little bit tougher to catch. It's a little bit tougher to see. So you guys would have to look at something like this. You could see this is kind of in the same family, which would be a low float stock that could definitely rip harder. As you can see, this stock went from around 175 to pushing 331. This one, CREG, went from 180 to, eventually pushing all the way up towards highs so far, up towards around 460 at the moment. Now, we're still looking for the stock to continue to move on up, but I want to show you guys how I found these plays, how I got these plays, how I was able to predict that this stock was going to get this nice breakout. It comes down to understanding market conditions. The market conditions that we are currently in. The mob, that 80% that are looking to just play stocks and push stocks around, they are looking for low float stocks only at the moment. They're not caring about news. They're not caring about big time chart setups. They're not really looking for anything other than low float stocks that can go on big time rips, because that's the trendy thing right now. That's currently what's in, and that's what we have to stick with. We can't just hop in on any sort of play and say, well, this is a good chart setup. I hope, the mob moves in. I hope the stock moves on up. Wall Street doesn't care about if you hope your play goes up. You have to play the play that Wall Street, is ripping. And that is, currently CREG. So we had our initial run up. We don't need to chase this. We have 180 as our top. Now we start having our U-shaped pattern, break of 180, watch your volume to move in. Now, why did we have such a big, sell target where we had initially 180 all the way up towards, 225 or all the way up towards 250? 180 to 250, a 70-cent play, because I know the market conditions. I know that we have a low float stock. CREG, what's the float right here? Look at dark blue, 2 million. 2 million in float. Dark blue, anything in dark blue has great potential to rip. You just click around on the dark blue. That's Dekmar Trade's custom scanners right here. Dark blue, we get a very big rip. Look at this, OPHC, dark blue stock. What can we look at? Okay, $2 all the way up to $4. Again, we customize our scanners to make them very simple for you guys to be able to see, okay, you know what, dark blue stock, okay, this stock can go on a very nice spike. This stock can go on a very big play. This stock can definitely, take on off. TOPS went on a huge rip in the past few days. OSN, this stock has gone on a nice rip today, 190, hitting highs all the way up to 226. And obviously, the scanners obviously help as well with finding these very solid plays, these very solid breakouts. So CREG came down to A, following stock market conditions. 2, having a low float. 3, setting itself up in a U-shaped breakout pattern. And 4, having the confidence to convert on these plays and getting a nice big breakout. Now, as we move through this play, all we have to do is A, we got our U-shaped breakout pattern right here. Very easy, very simple enough. 2, what could I do for the next level of predictability? All I have to do is put on a trend line. If I look right here, I can notice that we have a trend line holding throughout this whole entire moment right here. So honestly, if I notice that there was a trend line play at this first bounce, I could hop in right here at 280. And I can hold this stock, hold this stock, hold this stock, come back down. Oh, bounce off 350. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Okay, should I sell yet? Nope, hold it, hold it, hold it. Now you sell at 395. You get in at 280, sell at 395. That's from a trend line play. Now, where else can we break down the predictability? Well, we had a bounce here. Where's the stock most likely going to bounce at? Probably at past chart history support. Past chart history support. Again, that's going to hold up as a support line. We come back down, bounce, we come back down, a bounce. Now we can put our top level right here, and you guys can see that's currently where we're at. Top level resistance around 450-ish. Top level resistance right around that 450-ish mark again. So we could break this down and start noticing that, okay, we are inside a channel pattern. Right now we're developing a very nice channel where this stock is most likely going to consolidate inside this channel. We have our run up, hit our highs, come back on down, hit our highs, and now we're probably going to come back down on a higher low and look for that breakup up towards around $5. We're going to run on up, come down, run on up, come back down on a higher low, look for the break and get our nice run on up and continue to climb. So I always want to break down our predictability, guys. I always want to break down on why stocks run. I want you guys to focus on why these stocks can move, why these stocks can take on off, why these stocks can continue to climb, and why these stocks can continue to move. Adapt to the market. Adapt to the market, guys. You have to be willing to say, hey, you know what? Right now, Wall Street's a jungle. And, right now you're a little mountain lion that is struggling. If you guys are going to struggle, you got to figure out how to go ahead and get that gazelle. Take it down. Be a lion. Be the king. Be a beast. All you guys can do it. It just takes time to learn. It takes time to practice. And if you guys are willing to study, if you guys are willing to study your chart patterns, if you guys are willing to study the strategies, if you guys are willing to, study what your mentor is, currently doing, you guys are going to be able to do this. If you guys are willing to, learn your stalking strategies, I'm bringing on your prey. You're looking at what, Daddy Lion King is doing right here. Whatever Mufasa's been doing, the land is yours. Anything the sun touches, ow, go ahead and make that money, baby. So what we have here, CREG, awesome play so far today. And as you guys can see over in Profits Chat, you guys have been absolutely banking, which is huge, which is absolutely huge. So far today, we just, even look at what, 9 o'clock, just so much profit that has just been going through here. 280, $103. We moved down, we start seeing a little bit bigger profits, $1,200. And this is all within the first 30 minutes of the market. This is all within the first 30 minutes of the market. 120, 820, VanSpark 1,000, $827, $623, $700. Richard, love you too, buddy. Jay, 2,500. I'm a yak. 2,869. Just so much money. $4,500 on Craig and OTIC. So this is just, the big time money house. This is the big time profiting going on, and it's all through predictability. It's all through adjusting your trading strategy. It's all through seeing you guys absolutely bank, and it just, makes me so happy to see you guys profit. So study up. Make sure you guys are continuing to learn, and if you guys have any questions, make sure you guys ask. That's why I'm here.